Okay, welcome back to Sable's Grimoire. Shall be episode 2. We're about to do the orientation, if I remember correctly. Let's see, walking a few steps in front of Ray, enter the academy. Even though there are other people scattered about, for the most part, Ray and I are undisturbed. It seems that existing students are in class as their teachers. The only people wandering around aimlessly right now are new students, many of whom are freely, whimsically, feeling whimsical, and showing bright smiles as they enjoy the ambiance. Feels so good to be back here. Hydration. I'd almost forgotten how mystical this place felt. I refrain from uttering the word aether and lecturing Ray on the reason for that whimsical feeling. Or mystical, doesn't matter. Instead, I simply nod my head. You're right, this may be the first time here in the flesh, but the feeling the Academy gives off definitely lives up to the hype. Ray stretches her back and inhales deeply, like one would when lapping up the fresh air of the countryside. Aether is absorbing through the skin and is not something we inhale, so her actions don't actually accomplish anything. Nevertheless, judging by the pleased expression on her face, the placebo effect may be enough for Ray. Placebo effect? I think that means if you think it makes it feel better, you know, whatever. It's like breathing in, she thinks that she's inhaling it and like feeling good. So where to first? We still have half an hour or so before the opening ceremony. Are you going to your dorm room first, or are you going to socialize? I was thinking I'd just go straight to the auditorium, so I wouldn't get lost and be late. But before that, I'm going to visit the cafeteria. The cafeteria? But didn't you just... So I can remind Ray that she was eating snacks the entire train ride here. I remember her list of hobbies. She loves food. As it turns out, she wasn't kidding. Despite her appearance a glutton. Well, have fun. I'm going to take a look around. Okay, see you later. Oh, one more thing before you go. She turns her back and faces me with a smile on her face. I hope we get placed in the same class. Ray skips off happily, with a slight ting of her red on her cheeks. As she quickly disappears from my sight, I don't have the heart to tell Ray that our class listings have already been posted, or that we're in separate classes. Oh yeah, because the terminal, you can see that. Okay, without bothering to summon my terminal, I'll walk around the courtyard outside, heading nowhere in particular. At this point in time, most of the new students are inside, either unpacking their belongings or getting changed before the opening ceremony. As someone who wore their uniform on the train ride over and sent their luggage to the academy ahead of time, I feel no obligation to do the same. For now, my only duty is to familiarize myself with the campus before the opening ceremony begins. Oh god. It may seem a bit unsociable of me to avoid everyone like this, but I guess it can't be helped. And I had a McDonald's spicy chicken earlier, and I think it's been messing with my stomach pretty bad. It's like, ugh. They're all either talking in the hallway with their friends or preparing in their rooms anyway. Even if I did make an effort right now, it wouldn't make much of a difference. I should wait until after the ceremony is over before trying to socialize. Happy to put off the imminent social activity. I walk through the empty courtyard, feeling justified in my choice. It's not as if I don't want to make friends, I'm just more interested in the academy itself. Once I've had a good look around, then I can worry about other people. The academy screenscapes didn't do Andromeda any justice at all. This place is nothing like the recordings I've seen. Not that I'm surprised by that. Generally, only fifth year students are skilled enough to even record a screen shape, let alone a decent one, and they'd be too busy with their studies to make anything too elaborate. I should consider myself lucky to have experienced any scenscapes of the academy at all. Complete records of the sights, the smells, and touch and taste of everything which the recorder experiences are often thought of as the magical equivalent of virtual reality technology, cranked all the way up to a brand new extreme. Everything feels completely real. There's no discernible difference between running your hands along a stone wall in a sensescape and doing so in real life. Any experience in one is exactly the same as the other. To the majority of individuals, there's only one noteworthy difference between experiencing reality and immersing yourself in a sensescape. Put simply, it's the lack of control. As nice as it is to be able to freely move around as I see fit, walking around for real is pretty tiring. Maybe I should head back earlier than planned. Oh, I thought he was going to say it's like the other way around, not having control at where you're going. Besides, as interesting as it may be to wander around, I can't afford to fully relax when I know that time isn't on my side. I'll just take a proper look later, when I have nothing else to do. Resolving myself to put off further exploration until later, I turned towards the academy in order to return to where I came from. The second I turn around, however, I notice someone blocking my path. Oh, hello there. You must have crept up on me. I didn't hear you at all. Mind your tongue, human. I did no such thing. I like your ear. It's kind of weird, actually. I was simply curious as to where a newcomer, such as yourself, might be headed. I most assuredly was not creeping around. Oh, okay. I take a step back and look at the obscene girl in front of me. Long silver hair, bright yellow eyes, and above all, the characteristic ears of an elf. At a glance, it's obvious which race the girl belongs. What is it? Do my ears truly fascinate you so? Like how she's like, I don't know, I can't tell if she's annoyed or just like, yeah, I think she's annoyed. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stare. It's just I don't really know any demi-humans. I will forgive this transgression. However, I must warn you that others might not be so accommodating. Is it a transgression to look at your ears? It's kind of weird. If this is your first time living among other races, then you'd best be mindful of how you act around others. Yes, right. You're completely right. My apologies, miss. Even if I gave you my name, you would not remember it. You probably wouldn't even be able to pronounce it. Is it like an elvish? And do you have a nickname? I have to call you something after all. My non-elven acquaintances call me Lisha. Lisha, is it? That's a nice name. Of course it is. What were you expecting? I like how she's blushing a little bit. Despite her harsh tone, Lisa appears to be embarrassed as she gives me her name. Defensively though she may be, it seems Lisha hasn't actually rejected my presence just yet. So, Lisha, are you a new student here too? Clearly I am. Were I in a different grade, I would be in class right now, rather than speaking to you. Not necessarily. I hear that once you reach your third year at this academy, you pretty much make your own schedule. So would that be third and out? Or you could be a truant, though I guess a serious person like you wouldn't be skipping class, would you? You assume that I'm a serious person. Am I wrong? Not entirely. But be that as it may, you shouldn't judge others based on their appearances, especially if you aren't familiar with non-human races. You could get yourself into a lot of trouble by making assumptions about the students here. Oh right, you did just say that. I should be mindful about how I address others. I'll try to keep your words of wisdom in mind. Thinking about her warning for a moment, I turn my palm upward. I bring my terminal up once more and search through the list of students in my class. Let's see. Lisha. I don't see. Hey. No sooner have I called it forth than my terminal disappears. Sticking her hand straight through my terminal, Just like right before her, Lisha suddenly draws close. Not you too. Why does everyone... You are able to use a terminal. Lisha brings her face close to mine. Her expression is serious, yet there's a sense of unease and urgency in her tone of voice. What's she worried about? That's right. I was just wondering if we were in the same class, so I was checking our year's advisory post. Ordinarily, students need to wait until the opening ceremony to find out which class they are being placed in and who their classmates will be. However, the fact is that the information they seek is actually made available ahead of time. It's simply inaccessible to most people. To view the listing, one must be either a teacher or a student attending the academy and be able to use the terminal. That means that early access to class listings, among other tidbits of information, has become a kind of reward for talented first-year students. Though, for the most part, it's something that's simply taken advantage of by those with siblings or friends in higher grades. Unbelievable. To think that a mere human would master the usage of a terminal before me. I wonder how old she is. Oh no. I'm not a master or anything, I just... Human? What is your name? Sable? Oh wow, did it... Lampier Sable. Lisha averts her gaze for a moment, as she loses herself in thought. After a few moments, Lisha's eyes open wide. She looks me in the eye once more. Impossible. You were ranked in the bottom half of this year's applicants. How could you possibly know an advanced spell? I smile warily and look away. Unfortunately, it's just as Lisha says. I ranked quite poorly on the entrance exam for the academy. Truthfully, our individual rankings aren't that all important. We're here to learn how to use our powers for the good of society after all, not to compete for rankings. Be that as it may, our rankings do serve a purpose, and I take no pride in my poor performance on the exam. Had I ranked well, I would have started my life here with an increased allowance for the academy. I would also be given more leeway on assignments, preferential treatment from teachers, and other perks. As lower ranking students, however, not only will I miss out on such perks, but also nobody will expect anything from me. Just hard work and determination. Terminal is an advanced spell, but it isn't strenuous. Even someone as weak as me can... No, wait, forget about that for a second. How'd you know what rank I am? You didn't seriously memorize the ranking of every student in our grade, did you? Does that surprise you? It does, actually. How many people are in our grade? Listen well, human. We elves possess many abilities, which your kind does not. Unfaltering memory and a natural gift for magic are just the tip of the iceberg. I had to think about school. Just say there's 30 students in a class, and you probably have like 5 teachers. So it'd be like 100 just say like 150. That'd still be a lot to remember. You'd best not underestimate us. Lisa begins to zone out as she speaks. Her words slow down, and she cuts herself off mid-sentence, losing herself in thought. When she said us, does she just mean demi-humans? Because like everyone's apparently like racist towards humans. But then again, if we go off any fantasy, humans have always like killed demi-humans and shit like that. Oh man, I've been drinking a lot of water this one. I don't think I did like it all the last episode. No, it couldn't be. Did you purposely do poorly on the entrance exam so that people would underestimate you? Huh? What are you talking about? I tried really hard on the entrance exam, okay? I just hadn't studied the right material, and I was completely destroyed by the physical portion. Ooh, God. Understand now, you play the fool. You are undoubtedly a truly frightful being. That's going a bit far. Are you talking about me? I'm not playing anything. I've never frightened anyone in my life. Silence. You will not fool me a second time. Curses, to think that I was so proud of myself, of having been named valedictorian. How frustrating. For someone so gifted to be hiding among the rebel was an unforgivable oversight on my part. Boy, who are you calling rebel? Alicia snorts and turns her head. So be it. I may have gotten ahead of myself, but I have not lost yet. I will not forget this, Sable beer. Mark my words, I will surpass you. Leaving behind such a declaration, Alicia walks straight past me towards the entrance of the academy. For a moment, I simply stare at her, receding figure trying to make sense of our bizarre meeting. Before I can think about it too deeply, I realize my time is up. The opening ceremony will begin any minute now. I have no time to waste. So I'm guessing that's the second chick we've met for a root. Nice. Okay, I return to the academy's entrance and proceed inside. There are fewer students around than when I entered before, and the hallways are eerily quiet as a result. Like myself, the only students still walking around are those heading towards the auditorium. Hey, where are you going? I'm not done talking to you. Except for one. How rude. Some people have no manners at all. Okay, we got a dragon chick. I have to grab them by the scruff of their neck and... Uh-oh, here comes trouble. Don't make eye contact, don't make eye contact. Oh, hey there. Damn it. I avert my gaze and keep walking. Well, I'd be lying if I said this person's appearance didn't immediately make me curious. I don't have time to indulge myself. Hey, you there. Yeah, you. What's the rush? Come on, talk to me for a minute. What's the rush? I'm on my way to the... Wait. Internalizing that won't do any good. I need to talk to her out loud. Sorry, but I can't get through here. The opening ceremony is... Opening ceremony? Oh, right. That dumb thing. It's just a bunch of geezers and hags talking down to us. Isn't it? Who would want to attend something like that? Ignoring her harsh words, I find myself staring at the horns on the head of the reptilian student standing in front of me. As I quickly glance at her wings and tail, sweat begins to pour down my face. But not out of fear or nervousness. If anything, it's fear of my own obsession. This person has caught my interest. Now, is it just an obsession of knowing, like, knowledge? Or is it like, I love reptiles, I'm getting turned on obsession? Are you a drake? That's right, Draken the Drake. They call me. My father wanted to call me Drake, but my mother said that would be redundant. You're almost Drake the Drake. I know, hilarious, right? But my parents compromised, so instead they called me Draken. Or at least I think that's the backstory Mama gave me. I know it was something along those lines. Anyway, forget about that. Doesn't matter. More importantly, do you like my wings? I like how it looks like lightning in a way. Confused by the seemingly random shifting of our conversation, I stare at Draken in surprise for a moment before responding. I do, yes. Why do you ask? We keep staring at them, so I figured you might. Want to touch them? You'll let me? Sure, go right ahead. Before I even realize it, my hands are reaching towards the stranger in front of me. I hesitate the moment before making contact, unsure if indulging myself like this is really appropriate or not. Noticing my restraint, Draken moves her wings forward, shortening the distance between us all on our own. In response to Draken's gesture, I finally swallow the last of my reservations and press my fingers against her wing. This is amazing. The skin is tough but also squishy, and even every part I touch is so smooth. Would it be skin? If it's like the wing, would that be considered skin? I don't know. Are there bones in here? There we go. Not really. That part is mostly cartilage. I actually don't have as many bones as a human, you know? I wouldn't be able to fly otherwise due to the weight. So you really can fly with these. Of course, they aren't just for decoration, you know? Ah, don't go asking for a lift. I'm not strong enough to carry someone else when I fly around in this form. I see. This form, huh? So you can turn into like a dragon. How about this part? The webbing looks thin, but it's surprisingly strong. Oh, so when he was saying skin, he meant this. So when he says webbing, okay, see, because I would have called that webbing too, so. Yeah, that would definitely be skin, so I see what he was saying. Function over form, my friend. Strong and light, perfect for flying. They're a mongrel to clean, though, and it's pretty painful when they get cut. Oh, so they're not just fleshy appendages? What? Of course not. They're still a part of my body. See, she think I don't have feelings or something. Sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Ooh, I just let my curiosity get the best of me. It's okay, I understand. Besides, I'm the one who approached you in the first place. You're the first person to actually talk to me since I got here. Really? That is interesting. Because if there's a bunch of races, then there'd be predator races too? So, Yep. Everyone who sees me just walks away or runs in the opposite direction. It's like, what do you think I'm gonna do? Eat you? Burn your village down? I mean, they might actually be right. It's not like I've never eaten other demi-humans before. If I got hungry enough, I would probably take a bite out of them. But still, I'm trying to be on my best behavior today. I haven't even set fire to anything all morning. The moment I begin to set fire, I feel sorry for Draken. She gives me a good reason not to. While I don't doubt Leisha's advice about not judging demi-humans based on their appearance, in Draken's case, I would have been right. Oh well, who needs people like them? I'd much rather be talking to someone open-minded and understanding like you anyway. Mama told me that most humans are scum, but I knew you weren't all bad. I mean, if you were, I never would have been born, you know? If humans were all bad, then Draken never would have been born. Draken's word repeats in my mind as an awkward question begins to surface. So, half dragon, half elf, half dragon. Could there be a half of any species? Probably. I want to ask Draken to elaborate, but at the same time, I'm wary of offending her by making any further assumptions. But, be that as it may, my hesitation only lasts for a moment. Before I knew it, my curiosity is won, and my mouth begins to open. Just to be clear, Draken, your mother? Yep, 100% dragon. And your father? 100% human. Unbelievable. A human and a dragon actually mated with one another and produced an offspring. If the proof wasn't standing right before my eyes at this very moment, I wouldn't believe it. My eyes only shoot wide open as Draken's words begin to mind an old fairy tale I heard as a child. It's a lengthy tale in which a knight leaves his kingdom in order to slay an evil dragon. When the knight approaches the dragon's cave, however, he finds no such beast. Instead, what awaits him is a beautiful woman. To cut a long story short, Dragon agrees to spare his kingdom if he stays with her, serving as the father to her children. Quite frankly, I always found it to be a bizarre story to tell a child, especially a human child, living in a society so phobic of demi-humans. With a half-dragon now standing in front of me, however, I can't help but think that the tale may not be a work of fiction. Hello, are you still with me? Earth 2... Wait, what did you say your name was again? I blink in surprise as Draken draws closer to my face. Finally snapping back to reality, I quickly take a step back and regain my composure. Oh, sorry about that. I got a bit distracted there for a minute. Anyway, my name is Sable, and just like your father, I'm 100% human. Sable, huh? I like that name. It's short and easy to remember. So, do you have any other questions, Sable? Whatever you want to know, just ask. I'm an open book. Draken smiles cheerfully as she makes a kind proposition. For someone like me who's curious to a fault, her offer is like a dream. I can ask whatever I want of this rare being whose existence I would have doubted just an hour ago. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to decline. Why? Don't you want to know more about me? I won't get offended or anything, I promise. It's not that. I really do want to ask, it's just the opening ceremony has started without us. Draken stares at me in confusion for a second, then sighs in relief. Is that all? You had me worried for a second there. I thought you didn't like me. If it's just the ceremony, don't worry about it. It'll be a drag anyway. That may be true, but we should still attend. What if they tell us something important? We can just ask the others what we missed. Besides, it's not like they'd just dump all that important stuff on us at once. Usually they have some kind of information day ahead of time, or spread it out during our first week. That's how human schools work, right? That's true, but I smile warily as I come to understand a little bit more about this girl called Draken. You didn't get the letter either, huh? What letter? Nobody's dumb enough to deliver letters to Mama's cave. They see the human skeletons outside and run for the hills. Haha, figured as much. It's kind of a relief that I'm not the only one who missed the orientation day. Though at the same time, it does reinforce my belief that school like this shouldn't be relying on such a dated medium. So what do you want to do while the other students are sitting through the boring whatchamacallit? I'm sorry, Draken, but I still think we should go inside. Even if we're late, the ceremony has only just begun, so we should still be able to sit through most of it. Oh, I see. Fine. Let's listen to hags and geezers lather on about nothing while they slowly die. That's the spirit? Though clearly reluctant, Draken leads the way. She takes me to the door of the auditorium, through which we can see our fellow newcomers. In addition to students, we can see all of our homeroom teachers, our year advisors, the principal, and other faculty members. Our grade is fairly small compared to previous years. Without even turning my head, I can see the rest of the newcomers not even number 200. Seems like I said probably like 150. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna try. A Neko is probably what it is. A Neko. A Lamia pixie boy? The entire room is filled with all sorts of demi-humans. Nobody as surprising as Draken, but it's still an impressive sight. Can't wait to see them all. Chink, huh? Ka-chink, ka-chink. What's wrong? Change your mind? No, it's not that, but... Chink, ka-chink. We've been locked out. Ooh, man. Locked out. We're just a few minutes late, and they already locked the door on us. Man, that spicy chicken sandwich really got me. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes, then I'm gonna have to stop the episode, man. This isn't good. Locked out, huh? How dare they? I step away from the door and lock. Look, Draken. Huh? What are you getting mad about, Draken? You didn't even want to attend. Of course I don't want to, but that isn't the same as being told I can't attend. Who do they think they are locking me out like this? I'll show them. Draken puffs out her chest, and as she slowly inhales, I can see a bright light emitting from within Draken's chest as she purses her lips, preparing to spew forth flames of unfathomable temperature. Draken, stop. You can't start a fire inside the academy. Let's just skip this ceremony after all. My words fall on deaf ears. Draken's chest continues to expand, and I can see the rage in her eyes. If I dawdle, she's gonna burn me to ashes along with the door. Before I can get burned to death or blamed for damaging a Camity property, I run down the hallway as quickly as I can. Behind me, I can hear panic and the sound of fire alarm. But I pay it no mind and continue to run. That crazy bastard, she really did it. What the hell was she thinking? Isn't it like crazy bitch? This crazy bastard's more, dude. It's like that crazy bitch. I quickly opened my terminal and searched through the names of the students in my class. After trying a few different possible spellings of her name, I sigh in relief, certain that Draken is not in my class. Thank God. Draken may not be a bad person, but she's definitely trouble. Being in her class would be too much. Giving myself a moment to calm down, I take a quick look at the names of the students who are actually in my class. While I don't recognize any of them, I'm not disappointed by this fact after all. The only people who I know at this school are the few I met earlier today. It would be a bigger surprise if one of them was in my class. Wait a second. Might have spoken too soon. Lily Shasha? Lily Shusha? Shuaya? Lil Shuhaya? Crap. Lisha was right. There's no way I could pronounce her name. Just as I'm dismissing my terminal, one name catches my eye. Although I don't have any proof that the girl with the difficult to pronounce name is in my class is Lisha, I'm fairly confident in my guess. Oh well, it's better than entering the class without knowing anyone. With my terminal no longer visible, I decided to take a better look at my surroundings. While running, I paid little attention to my destination. I just wanted to get away from Draken before I could get caught up in her mess. But now that I'm taking a good look around, it's pretty clear where I ended up. The cafeteria. Come to think of it, Ray said she was going to eat here earlier. Wonder if she had any luck getting served. Take a quick look around the cafeteria. And this is where I'm going to end this episode. Thanks for watching. If you feel like I should do longer episodes, because I think this is going to be a long game, let me know. It's just interesting to try and find a spot to stop on that doesn't feel too cliffhangery. Okay, see you guys next time.